This is Late Night Lee Talks TV. I'm Late Night Lee and I talk reality TV dating shows such as Ready to Love, Married at First Sight, Love is Blind, The Ultimatum, Love Island, and The Perfect Match, just to name a few. So, if you do enjoy watching that type of content, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel. I do appreciate the love and support. Like the video and comment down below. I'll comment back and we'll start a chat. Now, let's get into the perfect match, the second half, as well as the finale. I'm really only going to focus on the key things that everyone is talking about, and I think we all know what those things are, okay? All right, let's get into the perfect match, season 2, second half, and the finale. Horrible. I do want to say that I wasn't impressed with the ending, and I did skip through a lot of it because, it wasn't giving, to be quite honest. So the second half starts with Kaz choosing Micah, and we're not surprised. And we see so much back and forth with Kaz and Micah, and it's just giving toxic energy, but they keep going back to each other because of the familiarity of it all. Holly and Melinda leave. So then they end up going to, I think they have a challenge. They decide to, the winners of the challenge decide to test Seven and Alara. And they put Alara on a date with Nigel, which is her type, tall, black, and handsome. And then they put Steven on a date with Britton, which is also his type. And I mean, we thought, oh wow, it's about to be a wrap. But they actually both behaved themselves and they both wanted just to get back to each other. I think that Steven and Alara was such a cute couple, and the way that he, treated her to win her over, because I think he knew, of course, that her type was, of course, Nigel and Dom. And I think he knew that, okay, Dom is gunning for her, so I'm going to step up to the plate. I thought they were a really cute couple throughout the series, and they should have also been strong contenders to win the series, to be quite honest. So they were able to get past all of that drama and move forward, and they rematch. So then we see the couples go to separate, I'm sorry, not the couples. We see the men go to a separate area and the women go somewhere else. And then all of the women and men who left the villa and who weren't chosen, they get to come back. But it's a bit different because now everyone is alone. They don't have to worry about the person that they're matched with being across the room, watching them, or having to, tame their behavior. They have the option to really full on get into it. Now, I will say this. To me, with these shows, it's kind of like, why y'all keep doing this to yourselves? Like, you know what's going to happen. It's like, Casa Amor and Love Island. We know what's going to happen. Why can't you just behave yourself? But of course, the whole situation with, before I get into that, let's talk about Chris pulling Xanthi. Now, remember, Chris liked Xanthi, but he did that super duper awkward thing by pulling both Xanthi and Dominique and telling them that he's going to match with Tolu, and that, it was weird because he was matched with Dominique, but he was not matched with Xanthi, but he did say he liked Xanthi, and that was his other potential match. See, what you guys forgot about Chris is that Chris, he has been authentic to a certain degree because he did say he liked Xanthi and he wanted to get to know her. But he matched with Tolu. So he told the person he was matched with, and he told the person that he liked and wanted to get to know, hey, I'm matching with Tolu. And it did come across as like weird a bit, but he was just being upfront. And then when he got to know, when the couples that were matched separated and the guys and the girls went to the separate villas, he wanted to explore things with getting to know Xanthi, and she pretty much shut him down. And that's fine, but he's going to live to regret that, of course, later on. But let's get into the whole Melinda and Harry situation. Now, here's the thing. Melinda and Harry are two of a kind in the regards of they both make careers out of appearing on Netflix shows or reality TV dating shows or just reality TV, okay? I think they both have been on at least like one of those challenge type shows. So Melissa, I do think my guest sis came on the show way too hot. She came in too hot and she did a little bit too much. Now, two things can be true. A broken clock is right twice a day. She did come in on some extra, but so did Christine. Did not like that. Christine was going super duper hard on trying to turn Nigel's head. And it was like, as beautiful as you are, it's weird. I also didn't care for her on Too Hot to Handle, and I did not watch her season. Because again, she was coming off like just thirsty, and she came off thirsty on this show too. Melinda, however, she and Harry both get a lot of their money from reality TV. Now, Harry has over 4 million followers on Instagram, and I'm sure his ad money, his podcast probably does really well as well. So he probably doesn't really need Netflix like that. Melinda, she has over 1 million. She has 1 million followers on Instagram, and she has done other reality shows. She was on Too Hot to Handle, and then she hosted Dated and Related, and then she was on, I think, like The Challenge or something like that on MTV. So her coming on the show with the attitude that she had, it may have been cringy, but it makes sense because if this is how you see your biggest bag is through reality TV dating shows, you want to make a splash. And I get that. But it didn't work in her favor because when you are trying to get to know every single person, the person that you have the biggest connection with is going to feel away. And that's the reason why I think Chris didn't match with her, because she went in the house trying to get to know everybody. And yeah, technically, should you be trying to get to know everybody? Yes. But is it going to make the other person feel away? Yes. Case in point, Kaz and Micah, right? You try to get to know every goddamn body and look what happens. It does make people feel away. Like, why do you have to always try to get to know everybody? Am I not enough? People are going to feel away about it, and rightfully so. But then again, I get it. You should. It's just such a sticky situation. So if you do feel happy with the person that you're dating or you're matched with, just stay with them. Like it just does too much. Anyway, so both Melinda and Harry, they have been on multiple reality shows, and this is how they probably get their biggest exposure. So I can't faze them for coming in and wanting to have a moment, right? For whoever it was to say, no, Harry said Harry said Melinda wanted her 15 minutes of fame. And it's like, sir, what do you want? Because it's not love in relationships. It's not. And we all wanted so hard to believe that Harry could have changed and could have changed for Jessica, but that wasn't going to happen, because as soon as Jessica was gone and Harry had the ability to be alone, what did he do? Picked up Melinda, was kissing all over her and saying really crazy things like, I want to put a baby in you, I want to F you right now. Like, who does that? So then, the girls, they meet up. The girls who came in, who were unmatched, meets up with the girls who are unmatched, and vice versa. The guys meet up with those guys. And we have the infamous scene of them all sitting at the table and Melinda telling her story. Now, so many people owe Melinda an apology. If you call Melinda a liar or, anything like that, she does deserve an apology. And she did not get her apology from Jessica. She did not get her apology on the show. And it was not cool at all. She wasn't lying. And the whole thing about Jessica, shout out to Jessie Woo. Jessie Woo does the work. She does the work. If you watch her most recent video, she goes into depth about Jessica having microaggressions towards Melinda. And there's so many examples. I just seen an interview. It was Tolu. I think Tolu and Micah sitting in the back, and then it was Jessica and Xanthi sitting up front. And the interviewer specifically asked Tolu about the whole situation with her and Dom. And you see Jessica rolling her eyes and making all these faces and putting her hand on her head and sighing and all that, when the interviewer specifically asked Tolu about what happened with her and Dom. And Tolu said in another interview with Nick Val that, I can't seem to find the whole video, but I did see a clip of it where she said Dom got an amazing edit and that Dom was extremely rude to her, and that's why she felt a way about it. And that pretty much it was all good earlier that day, and then later that evening he switched up on her. The switch up, it was disrespectful. Anybody's going to feel a type of way about it. It's just fine. But Jessica to be rolling her eyes and all that. A lot of the women on that show had bad experiences with the men that they were dating or that they were matched up with. So I don't know why she was giving Tolu all that energy. But yes, it's very much of the microaggressions. So let's go back to the table conversation. And you know what? And I hate that, because I actually really like Jessica, even though most people feel like she's a Netflix plant and that she just knows somebody higher up at Netflix, which I am definitely starting to side-eye, because they have never had someone on the show on Love is Blind have a kid. And I don't feel like Love is Blind is a good environment for a single mother to meet someone within a 4-week period and get married and have a kid or two. That's just a lot. But go back and watch my video on if I think that single mothers like Jessica should be on Love is Blind. That video came out when Love is Blind came out. So probably back in February. So go ahead and watch that video. Anyway, let's get back into it. Jessica's microaggressions towards Melinda was so outlandish. And here is the example. First of all, Jessica started a conversation saying, this is what the men told us. Now we're open to hearing what you have to say. And then she specifically asked Melinda, no, I think Melinda asked her first, what did Harry tell you? And Jessica said, he told me about, him carrying you, and he was very hurt by it and all this stuff. She said, so then Jessica said to Melinda, tell me your opinion, which was a weird thing to say because your opinion versus can you tell me in your words what happened? It's just different because an opinion is not a fact. It's just how someone feels. But yes, Jessica specifically asked Melinda, tell me your opinion. So then Melinda tells her, this is what happened. He kissed me. He did this. He did that. And Jessica was like, well, do you feel good about yourself? And it was like, why are you coming at her? Like, the show is designed for different people to meet each other and match. And whether you are comfortable or happy in your match or not, you can go on a date with someone and decide you want to rematch. That's exactly what Harry did. Harry and Elise seemed like they were, cool. They were on good terms until Harry met Jessica. He changed his mind. And Melinda came in the house as a new person, and she wanted, of course, to meet someone, and hopefully they would match with the person there, match with her. That was her doing what she was supposed to do on the show. So for Jessica to be giving her that energy was 100% microaggressions, because the way she spoke to Harry, and even in the season finale, how she spoke to Harry was, I think he's a good man. He just made some bad decisions. And even Harry, he tried to gaslight her when he came in the house, and he immediately just went to his room and was so distraught and was crying over his own actions. And then Jessica calmly asked him, what happened? What did you do that you're not proud of? And he was like, why are you angry? Why are you coming at me like that? And it was like, she didn't say nothing. She just asked you what happened. For him to say he made a mistake, no, you getting flirty like that with Melinda was not a mistake. Carrying her might have been too much. But you say, I'm going to put a baby in you, I'm going to F you, I want to do this to you, you kissing her, that was not a mistake, that was a choice. I want y'all to learn the difference. I want you guys to seriously learn the difference between a mistake and a choice. And then he went back to the house and lied. Had he said, you know what, Jessica, I'm in this house to meet people and determine who's the best person for me. I met Melinda. I think she's gorgeous. I was very attracted to her, and I wanted to explore things, but honestly, you are the only person that I really want at the end of the day. That if he had said that, I think it would have went over completely different. It would have went over completely different had he just admitted, like, yes, I found her attractive. I wanted to see if there was chemistry there, and I tried to explore things with her. Had he said that, it would have changed the game. But instead, he lied and called her a liar, and you and your 15 minutes. And for all of you who was in Melinda's comments calling her all types of everything under the sun except for her child of God, you owe her an apology as well. She came on the show with the agenda of getting someone to match with her. And that, even though it came across as a bit thirsty, for real, it did. But that is what she was supposed to do. The same way that Harry changed his mind and left Elise for Jessica, I'm sure Melinda wanted the same thing as well. So you guys owe her an apology because Harry is an F-boy. And I remember, and shout out to, I think it was Ashley Reality T, something like that. She posted a clip of Harry when he was on, I think it was season 1 of Too Hot to Handle. I remember that season, and I'm so glad that she reminded everyone and posted the clip. So if you don't know the premise of Too Hot to Handle, it starts with, I think, like 6 women and 6 men come together in the house, and they have the opportunity to win like $100,000 or something like that. However, the rule is you cannot kiss, you can't have sex, you can't have any kind of physical or sexual touching or intimacy. The premise of the show is you have to get to know someone and fall for them based on their personality and, no physical intimacy. And if you do break the rules, if you do kiss, if you do have sex, if you do any kind of groping of another person's private parts, you lose money from that $100,000. So let's say you kiss someone, they're going to automatically take $3,000 or $6,000 out of the $100,000 pot. So the other people in the house, they're going to be mad if they find out that you have been kissing in private and stuff like that. Now, Harry was with Francesca. Harry kissed Francesca. He went in and just said, F it, I don't care about the money. And he kissed Francesca and she kissed him back. And then when the other people in the house found out, he said, oh no, she kissed me. So that made everybody mad at Francesca. Like, girl, you just out here kissing everybody, and now we're losing money because of you, and you can't control yourself. So he let Francesca take the fall and the blame for losing money, and said that she was the one who kissed him when he was the one who kissed her. It was his fault. And if he was a real man, he would have taken the blame and owned up to it. But we know that Harry is... Here's the thing about Harry. When Harry was on Too Hot to Handle, I didn't think he was the most attractive one there. Not that he's ugly or anything like that. I don't think that at all. I think he's extremely handsome. But when he was on the show, he was like a lot smaller. He's gotten a lot more muscular, I think, now for sure. But when he was on the show, he was a lot smaller. And I think that Harry probably had that ugly duckling syndrome. Maybe when he was a kid, he didn't fully grow into his looks, until his early 20s, per se. So his teenage years, I think he probably wasn't getting the girls I feel like a Drake situation. Drake kind of had that ugly duckling syndrome. And then when he got older and he became a rapper, all the girls are just on him. I feel like that is what Harry is as well. Harry probably just didn't have a lot of attention in high school, and now he's just making up for it. But it's been now, 4 years? So it's just, anyway, the way that Jessica came at Melinda was awful. It was really awful. And it very much gave microaggressions when she was the one who specifically said to Melinda, tell me your opinion. And Melinda told her what happened. And then she said, well, does that make you feel good about yourself? While she gave Harry all the grace in the world, all the grace. She was so kind and thoughtful in how she chose her words when she spoke to Harry and about Harry, when Harry was the one who disrespected her and lied to her face multiple times and tried to gaslight her multiple times. But of course, he got the grace and the black girl got the microaggressions. Clock that T. Clock it. Go ahead and watch the episode back. Watch the episode back and see how she specifically asked Melinda to tell her opinion. Melinda told her, and that was do you feel good about yourself? You on your 15 minutes? We need to stop blaming women for what our men do. There are a lot of women who will never, think about the Ultimatum South Africa with Ruth and Lebo. Lebo gave all the energy to Nola because Nola was the one who did what he did. He was the one who had the commitment to her. Even though they were technically supposed to be broken up for the show, he was the one who took it too far. She never had smoke for Ruth, even though I think she should have because I didn't like Ruth. But, you can't be mad at the woman for doing what she was supposed to do. Jessica claims to be a girl's girl, but you're not a girl's girl because Harry lied to your face and he tried to gaslight you. And you continue to say he's a good man and yada, yada. No. Melinda did not deserve that attitude, and that's point blank, period. She was doing what she was supposed to do. She was supposed to come in the house and try to match with someone, and we have seen this happen over and over again. People come in the house, they come in the villa, and they either get rematched or they don't. That's it. That's it. Moving on to this season finale. It was crap. Nigel and Christine winning. Are you serious? I think they might have been on the same season. Maybe not. I'm not sure. But, like, why? Let me tell you why. Dominique and Xanthi are some hating ass bitches to this day. Because, okay, Dominique, you were matched with Chris. It didn't work out. There was no chemistry, and he decided to go for Elise because that was his friend, and he wanted to save her, help her stay in the house. You know, so she held a grudge against him for that. And then Chris wanted to get to know Xanthi, but because he ended up choosing Tolu and not Xanthi, Xanthi felt away and felt the need to try to sabotage Tolu and Chris. But Tolu and Chris, I felt like they had the most, Tolu and Chris and Steven and Alara, either one of them should have won. They both had tests. Both couples had some kind of tests to get over, with, someone being matched, that's their type. And they both stayed together. And I feel like that's what it's all about. Having a couple form the last 2 damn days of the show and winning is just diabolical. People were just, to me, I think, hating. But Tolu and Chris were such a cute couple. And they really seem to have a really great connection. And I hope I'm not going to eat my words. I really hope that, I think they're doing some kind of like, where are they now thing on Monday. So hopefully we'll get to see. Now, I did see that Chris did a live. He was on Instagram Live, and someone asked him, did you find love on Perfect Match? And he said yes. So, or they asked him something like that, like, did you find your person on Perfect Match? And he said yes. So I'm hoping that him and Tolu are still together. But of course, we know they film these shows long in advance, like a year prior. I'm sorry. So even though they may have left the show together and dated for a few months, it could have ended. Let's hope not. Let's see if Steven and Alara are still together. I really like them as a couple too. Like, they were so cute together. I just don't understand how they didn't win. Nigel and Christine winning, to me, is just like, okay. It was dumb. It was straight up dumb for them to win. I'm just gonna be honest with you. It was just dumb. But yeah, I'm definitely going to be watching the cast interviews now that the finale is up. I want to see more. I definitely want to hear more about what Dom said to Tolu, for sure. But we all know why. I want Melinda to be able to tell her side of the story as well. I want to know if anybody apologized to her, because again, Harry has always been a POS, and it would have been super awesome had he changed his ways, but he didn't. So for Harry to not get the smoke that Melinda is getting is crazy. Just because she came in the show hot and ready doesn't mean that she wasn't doing what she was supposed to do, which was try to take somebody's man. That's the purpose of people coming in the show. Did Jessica not take Harry away from Elise? Hello? Elise, did you forget? Did you forget? Okay, you may have forgotten. I'll remind you. Again, I don't know how Christine and Nigel won. I'm so glad I fast forwarded through all of that. I was done. Too many other shows to watch. Guys, thanks for watching. Comment down below your thoughts. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you've watched any interviews, and if somebody reveals something, go ahead and comment down below. This is Late Nally Talks TV. I'm Late Nally, and I'm signing out.